Here are my top 5 tips on how to be more likable. These are incredibly important because, number 1, it helps you make amazing friends. 2, when you go into networking scenarios, it means you build strong relationships with people who are more senior in your industry and can help you climb the ladder. And 3, when you go into social situations, you feel way more confident knowing what you should be doing to be liked by the people around you. These are 2 of the most amazing people I have met in my making friends journey. This is Dr. Julie. She's an incredible psychologist, published author, YouTuber, TikToker, a huge inspiration to me. And this is Diplo, mega international DJ, also inspires me. And we met backstage at an event and struck up a cool conversation. So, number 1, compliment others genuinely and often. When you're in conversation, if you like something about what they do, whether that be something specific that they have done on a project they've worked on, or if it's the way they work, or if it's the mission that they're on, compliment this and be genuine, especially if it connects with what you're doing too. People love to be complimented, but it's a very fine balance because you don't want to over compliment and you don't want to be picking up on things that are a bit superficial or that don't actually mean anything to them. Make sure it's genuine and impactful and do it often. Number 2, stop trying to impress. When you go into a social scenario, it's not about reeling off all of your achievements, who you are, the awards you've got, all those sort of things. Strike that genuine conversation, and when it's a natural point to bring something in that you have done, bring it into the conversation, mention it. When they say something that they've done, mention when you did something very similar or how you could potentially collaborate on similar projects you're working on in the future. But don't be show-offy, but also don't downplay your successes. When you're in these important rooms, it's really important for people to know what you do and that you can deliver. Number 3, this is probably my favorite. This is assume everyone has something to teach you. When you're going into that scenario, you want to be curious. Like, everyone has their own career and life experience, and people do love to talk about themselves. So when you go into that scenario, ask them lots of questions. What can you learn from their experience? By doing that, they will strike a much stronger connection with you, and they'll take more interest in what you have to say as well. And this the last one feeds in nicely into this one. Ask more questions about others than you make statements about yourself. So yeah, being more interested in what they do gets them talking about themselves, and often they'll then think, oh, I better ask him about what he's doing or what she's doing. And then that's your opportunity to make a statement about yourself or your mission, to create some curiosity. And, again, it builds rapport by asking questions and getting them to talk about themselves. Number 5 is very powerful. We don't like negativity in friend-making scenarios. The problem with the word but in your sentence is that it flips a positive or potentially positive statement into a negative one because it's kind of flipping something upside down. But if you change that but to an and, it means that you can actually counter that point, but it sounds a little more positive if you need to counter that point. Just something to think about when you're making conversation. Just think about how often you say but, and see if you can rephrase that sentence into using the word and. Very important.